Don't fake it, baby. Lay the real thing on me. Today on the podcast, I'm chatting with Jenny Whiskey. You may know her as the sax slayer of the New Jersey reggae band Hub City Stompers. She is also a vocalist and sax player for Rude Boy George, a collective of New Jersey and New York musicians who create ska, reggae, and rocksteady versions of 80s new wave songs. Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast, where we talk all things music. I'm your host, Jeanette Kinzel, music blogger and enthusiast. Let's get started with today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. Today I'm super excited. I have a really special guest, Jenny Whiskey from the Hub City Stompers. Welcome.
Woo! Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I'm excited. I'm glad that you could come on the show. But if you want to just introduce yourself for some people who may not be familiar with Hub City Stompers and everything and what you do and all that jazz.
Okay. I'm Jenny Whiskey. I play sax and sing in Hub City Stompers. We're a ska band that's been playing since 2002, I want to say. I joined the band in about 2004, I want to say. And I've been with them ever since. And we've toured all across the country to several other countries. We did a small tour in Europe, Mexico. We played in Canada a bunch of times, just wherever they will have us, we will go. And we've just been doing it ever since. We have a wide variety of musical influences, like a lot of punk, a lot of hardcore. Nobody in the band likes the same exact things. We're all a little bit different. And I think that's what makes it come together to make it so special and so different from other ska bands.
Awesome. Yes. And I love that your name kind of has a special meaning, right? Because you guys kind of came together. For people who don't know, Hub City is New Brunswick, New Jersey, and that's kind of where you guys came together, right?
Correct. So my singer, Travis, was in a band called Inspector 7 that was very popular in like the 90s and early 2000s. And they had a song called Hub City Stomp or Hub City Stompers. And that was like the name of their crew. They had in New Brunswick as well back then. And when Inspector 7 ended and Travis kind of didn't really want to, stop, he wanted to keep the party going and continue playing, he took the members from Inspector 7 that wanted to keep playing, and he didn't want it to be a direct runoff of them, but to have some relation. So that's how they came up with Hub City Stompers, which was, a New Brunswick crew and also a song from the old band.
Very cool. I always love the music, and I love when you sing on the songs. Do you like singing? Do you prefer one or the other?
So, I wasn't really singing at first because I don't think I was even fully confident that I could sing, and no one else really knew that I could. So when in the early days when Travis had written a song called Skinhead Boy, he said, I wrote this for 3 guest vocalists. It's supposed to have 3, it was going to be a recorded only song. And it was only going to have 3 different girls, and we'd probably never play it live. And then when I kind of said I can sing some, we could give it a shot, and he liked the way it sounded, so it just became mine. And then after that, if he had an idea for a song, he would write it for me, and then it just became something that we did more and more of. And I do really like singing. It's a challenge because I have not been singing as long as I've been playing sax. And was convinced for quite a long time that I really couldn't sing at all. So I like singing now more because it's a challenge and it's new, as opposed to, but sax will always be my first love.
So do you think in the future you're going to have any more music where you'll be doing vocals as well, or is it still kind of TBD?
So, I do play in another band called Rude Boy George, and we play ska and reggae covers of 80s new wave songs. So I'm primarily the singer in that band. So that's really where I mostly do my singing. Right now it's freaking quarantine. So, but whenever we start playing again, I know that it's like Travis definitely likes incorporating me, more and more as a singer. And he always kind of intended to have the band have like co-singers as opposed to just like, this is the singer and this is the horn player. Because on one of the newer albums, I don't even remember the names of half of our albums and what's on them because there's been so many over the years. But Rob sings the song Voice on one of our albums. And, Travis likes to kind of mix it up.
Oh, that's neat. And Rob is your husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys just got married actually like a year or two ago, right?
2 years. A little over 2 years.
How's that been going? How is it being in a band and then also being married? How's that going?
Well, we were already like good friends, as one could imagine, from playing in the band together. And we were used to spending a lot of time with each other. And at that point, like by the time we started dating, he had already known like all of my quirks and like, my famously tricky bowels, and he knew all of my idiosyncrasies. So like it really wasn't new, and it was kind of nice because you get over that like weird getting to know you hump when you're first dating somebody new, because like we weren't new to each other, we were friends already. And then I don't know, we get along really well, so it's okay, being our I guess the Venn diagram of our interests overlap quite a bit. So we end up spending a lot of time together, and it's really not a problem. But I mean, every couple has like their own space they need. And for some reason, we're perfectly happy being all up in each other's business all the time. So
well, that's good, especially with being, stuck on a bus or maybe stuck in quarantine,
Yeah. Stuck in a smelly van.
Yeah, smelly van. So how are you dealing with everything with quarantine? I know you guys have been doing a lot of like virtual performances. Has this been something that has been hard to kind of adapt to? Do you feel like you're getting, as time goes on, things seem to be getting a little bit better. Like how's that going for you?
Well, we have like a pretty decent setup in here, me and Rob, for you can see we have like electronic drum kit back here. We've got some mics, like we have a whole recording setup here that's actually pretty decent. We've like upgraded it over the time that we've, the year that we've been stuck at home. So we've just been like recording, and we did a lot of, in the beginning there were these great like collaborative projects. There was a group, well there still is, but there's a group on Facebook that got all these musicians together, and they were like, okay, we're going to cover this, somebody do the drums and guitar, and then they'd send it to us. And we did like, I don't know, 6 or so covers with this group with all these other musicians. And one of the songs had like musicians from 7 different countries, which was really cool. Yeah, it was a really fun thing to do. I don't know where those songs are or what happened to them, but like it was fun to do, it's fun to collaborate like that. And it's a whole new thing because I actually really hate recording. I've always hated it. Like I kind of need an audience, and that's like I always say that I'm like a performer first, just because I've always where I felt most comfortable. But not having like an audience and having to record, I've never particularly enjoyed recording. But being able to do it at home, I like a lot better because I could take breaks. I'm not worried about like every take is money, they charge by the hour. So it's nice to not have that pressure, to have the comfort of like being at home. And so I've been enjoying it a lot more. And I think it's been beneficial in that regard, that I've been getting used to recording and like knowing what works for me. And, that's been really helpful. So the band has been having like skeleton practices. They have like just the rhythm section will meet up. We haven't in a while, because once the cases started going back up in November, it was just too dangerous. But so we would have like guitar, bass, drums, keyboard, and Travis, the singer, would go over to our other guitar player Jay's house, and they would record and like write material and record it there and send it back to me and then the other horn player James, so that we could write to it and we can work on it. So we have something to work on, even though we're not playing together. But you can't have horns at those practices because there's just no way to like safely play a woodwind instrument without getting spit everywhere.
Yeah.
Those are just facts. So we haven't been able, and you also can't play with a mask on. It's impossible. So
oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's going to start up again soon, I think. And then once everybody's vaccinated, we'll see if we can practice again. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've just been trading recordings. Luckily, everybody is capable of recording at home. So that's been really great. And Rob loves mixing and tweaking it and hearing all the sounds and adding effects, and that's his favorite thing. I have no patience for it. So
well, that's good. It's good. You guys make a good team.
He loves doing that. Yeah, it's great because he has the patience and the ear to deal with that. I just don't hear things the same way he does, probably from all those years of not wearing earplugs and being too cool for it.
I remember those days, right? Mm-hmm. Now when we used to go to concert, I'd constantly, you constantly bring them with you because you're like, all right, I don't want my hearing to get any worse.
Oh, I carry them in my purse 24/7.
No, it's
like smart. I have a special, I have a little case and I carry them everywhere because you wouldn't believe how I'm going to sound like an old person, but like movie theaters are so loud.
Yes.
And I would never think to bring earplugs to the movie theater, but anytime I ever go, I put in earplugs. It's so freaking loud.
Especially if you go to like the IMAX theaters, mm-hmm. those boom, and it's like boom, boom, and it's pretty loud. I didn't think to do that, but that's a good idea.
And just regular bars too. Like I've been to so many regular bars where like just because you're not going to see music doesn't mean it's not going to be really loud. And the staff doesn't even wear earplugs. I remember you might have been with us that night. We went to some bar in New Brunswick. It's across the street. It was like a club. It was across the street from the court, I think. And the bouncer saw me wearing earplugs and he says, "Are you wearing earplugs?" And I was like, "Yeah, loud in here." And he laughed. And I was like, "You should be wearing earplugs. You work in a club."
Seriously. Do you have the special ones that kind of like, one time I remember my sister bought me a pair that had like, they screwed into your ears, and those were pretty cool.
Yeah, I lose everything. So I've got like a good pair, and then I also always have like the crappy orange ones that you get at the drugstore.
Yeah.
So I always have some on me. So if anyone ever needs earplugs, 9 times out of 10, I probably have like 5 loose earplugs in my purse.
So what about like, did you guys, I don't know if you've done any of this, but I've seen a lot of like, well, more in the summer before things kind of, were spiking up again. They were having like these like car drive up like concerts. And mm-hmm. Have you guys done any of those? And what are your thoughts on that?
So we considered doing one. We actually got like asked to do one, and it was in a casino parking lot in Pennsylvania, I think. Mm-hmm. Or it might have been Connecticut. It was like Foxwoods or something, wherever there's a Foxwoods casino. A friend of mine got at, because he's a booker, and he was asked to book a big show out there. And, first of all, like things that people don't take in consideration with those shows is like, you need a lot of space to give people distance. And like, so everyone has room for their cars and their little pods. So like you're going to have to charge people more than you normally would because you can't fit as many people in because of the space needed.
Yeah.
And then you have to contend with like, porta potties and like, people are going to be stuck there. You're going to have to sell some kind of concessions. Like it's a whole thing. It's a lot that people aren't used to having to deal with when booking a show. Mm-hmm. You book a show at a bar or a club, like they already have a toilet and a bar. You don't have to worry about that. But like booking in a parking lot is a whole other story. So we got asked to do it, and we were going to, and I figured, we'll just bring our own mics. A bunch of us have our own mics, and we don't have to worry about any of that. But then we just, retire to our cars when we're done playing, and the audience is at a distance. But the problem was they couldn't get bands to travel. Like any band that needed to fly, nobody was flying.
Yeah.
This was meant to be, I think it was meant to be in July. It was supposed to happen. So nobody would fly. People were hesitant to even like drive, and it was just hard to book anybody. So like, if you're going to get this huge space and spend this money, you're going to want people who are going to draw, right? You're going to want bands that are going to bring in money and people. And it was just hard to do because you couldn't get bands to come out. So we have been very, very safe and are not really trying to like tempt fate or cause an issue where people could be exposed, like for coming to see us.
Yeah.
So we've been really cautious about that and not taking any chances. Like, we're booked for a festival in September, but again, like, anything could happen.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely, it seems like there's a lot of stuff for the summer in September, and I mean, fingers crossed things are they, is it supposed to be outdoors? Is it indoors?
Yeah, it's all outdoors.
Okay.
The whole thing is outdoors, in Virginia. So like I mean, I've been thinking about it. Like, it made me nervous for quite a while, but like, a lot of us are going to be vaccinated by then. Like I will be vaccinated by then. So I wouldn't think it would be an issue, but at the same time, like, you're talking about a festival, which means you're going to be having people from other states all coming. And like, that could be a problem. I don't know. Like, I'm leaving it open, I was asked to I'm doing some work on a special project that I'm not really allowed to talk about fully yet, on that, for that festival. And like, I'm doing some arrangements and writing and stuff, and I'm not even sure if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to do the work because,
Well, would they like maybe record the work if is it supposed to be live, like what you're working on? So do you think if it winds up not happening, maybe they'll turn it into like record, like you'll be able to record it and then
we definitely discussed that. There's some stuff we're discussing in the works, and it'll probably just get pushed out another year, like everything else. So, and it's funny because I was a friend of mine had written on Facebook about like, oh, do you think we'll be ready for festivals? I was filing some paperwork, to try and put on festivals. And another musician from a very well-known ska band called the Slackers, Dave Hilliard, actually had written something to the extent of like that he tried with his manager to like book shows and do it safely, and it can be done, and there are ways to do it, but like people don't always want to comply with it. And if they do, like, they kind of resent you for it, is the gist of his post. Like, he's like, people just kind of want it all or nothing. They want to go to shows as they were or not at all. And if that's the case with, I can't say that's the case for everybody. I'm sure there are some people who would rather be entertained and be safe, and find a medium. But at the same time, like, then you have to add on top like the cost. So like, how much is it going to cost for a large enough space and for like barriers, and it's a lot to contend with that I guess we didn't really think about. So
I know. And I know it's so weird because the things that were so normal, like, you think about, you want to get close to the band, you want to get close to people, you want to dance, you want to be in the pit, and like what is the future of that? Like, it's just so weird to think about, like, I don't know, like things that we never had to think about. They were just like, oh, we're going to a concert. It's the only time that you really didn't care about being super close to someone.
And I'm thinking about these like tiny little dive bars that we play all the time, like these little holes in the walls that like have, like a toilet that's basically held together by band stickers. And like, these places can't afford, well, A, they're so small, but like B, they can't afford to like get all the plastic barriers for the bartenders, or like, they don't have the funds for this. And a lot of these places are closing, so it's depressing. It's depressing as hell to think about, but like, how many of these bars where we love so much are going to be surviving all of this?
I know, it's terrible. And those were like the coolest places to go. I mean, it's always fun to go to some small bar. Like, I was thinking the same thing with like, New Jersey, we have a ton of them. And like, you think about New York and the Lower East Side, like so many great places to see bands, and like, they've just been shut down for months. It's terrible. It's really.
And I went to a drive-in. I haven't seen any bands play, but I went to a drive-in drag show. And it was what I said before with the the parking lot. Like, they rented a parking lot in Paramus Mall. Cool. They had to do 3 shows in one day because they just couldn't fit enough people in as who wanted to come. And there was only so many spaces, and they had a big screen and everything, but still, it was hard to see, and it lasted an hour, and they had to kind of rush you out so the next show could come in. And it was great to like get out and be entertained and see people, and you could tip through they all had Venmo links, and you tipped on your phone. But like, part of the fun is like, of going to a drag show is like having a drag queen come down into the audience and like make fun of your hair, or like, and then, then you tip her for it.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
That's, it was fun. Did we enjoy it? Yes. Like, was it worth like the amount of money we paid to sit on top of our car? Like, yeah, you know what? I'll say yes, because I'm supporting entertainers, who have essentially been rendered like, useless in this situation, which really sucks. So yeah, like it was worth it for that reason. But like, a lot of people don't have that money right now to spend, because you're not really paying for that. Premium is not going to entertainers, it's going for space.
Yeah. Do you think like anything be good that comes out of this? Anything that has been a positive like through this happening?
As a whole, like I hope it'll make people more appreciative of like entertainers, because like what's really unfortunate is that like I mean I have a job, I have a day job. I'm not paid by playing music, so I'm lucky in that I've been able to keep my job and work this whole time. But so many, and so has, knock on wood, everybody in my band has been able to do that. So the issue is with people who are entertainers for a living, is essentially what this whole thing did to them is basically saying like, your job is expendable, your job doesn't matter, like it's non-essential, in the grand scheme of things. Like when we're in a global pandemic, like to keep people safe and alive, yes, I understand like going to a concert is something we can go without, but like I wish we had a way of showing them that like, because they're not expendable, and we need entertainers. It's our lives are meant to be more than just like going to work and like trying to lose weight or whatever we're doing. We need this. So I wish we, like our particular culture, because I can't speak for anywhere else, but I know in America, I wish that we, were able to, as a collective, like show entertainers that we appreciate them. And I hope after we're able to see them again, that we can, show them that.
No, I think that's a great sentiment too, especially because, I mean, like you said, we do need entertainment, and it's these people, they're not expendable, and like they're doing something that for the greater good. And like, you think about things that make you feel good and like happy, like, music is one of those things, and entertainment. And I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but I feel like the past year I've been just kind of been like, ugh, like on top of, but it's just,
it's definitely like we're dealing with a collective trauma and like a collective depression. And like, it really sucks, because if you're, dealing with anything, there's really no escape, from like the walls you're in. So a lot of people now I know are back in their workplaces, and they're not at home. But, for a lot of us, we're still here, and for me, like me personally, I'm a homebody. I'm kind of a hermit. This is my favorite place to be. And I secretly like, there are plenty of nights where we have to play a show and I'm like, I don't fucking feel like going. I don't want to go. Once I'm there, I'm happy. But like when I just don't, I'm like, I got home from work. I just want to put on my slippers and like drink wine. Like, I don't want to go, but you know what? Like, I always have a great time. And, I wouldn't trade in like my experiences with my band for anything, with all the great things we've gotten to do together. But like, I also realize that many of us, I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this, many of us were probably like burning the candle at both ends, like taking on a little bit too much, and I don't think I realized how like burnt out I was. So the first couple months of this, I was like, oh, I needed this. I just needed a break. But yeah, I miss it, but I do hope, my hope is that all of us will be not even able, like allowed, by powers that be, what have you, like to live our lives a little more balanced.
No, definitely. I know you were saying before about America, have you seen anything happening like in Europe or other countries in terms of like with like the music stuff, or are they kind of still, everyone's in the same boat, like we don't really know what's happening? And
I know that I've seen some friends, like, because I do follow people from other places, and I know in the summertime, like, you know Michaela from Italy.
Yeah.
I saw that she went to like an outdoor gig in the summertime, and like, I mean, let's see, I know in England they're planning a show for like the summertime that I've been seeing on my social media. But I don't really know. I don't know a lot about what's going on. I did talk to a guy. I did a Facebook Live interview 2 weeks ago, and a guy came in the chat at the end from Australia, and he says in his state they have 0 cases of COVID right now. His whole state, which is like pretty amazing.
And that was Australia, you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they're still taking it very seriously.
Yes.
And he said he went to see a big concert outdoors, and like they had everyone in their separate little table. And he said, it was actually really nice because normally you have drunk people falling all over you. And it was a nice way to ease back in, you know? So I could see that as a perk, like easing back in. But, I see talking about America, like Texas is open. I don't know if anybody's playing, if anyone's taking that risk. I'm sure people are,
Yeah. I know I haven't done too much. I should have done more research into it, but I haven't I haven't seen I kind of, you follow Facebook, you see things popping up but it's like, it seems like a lot of stuff is being like postponed, or like today I saw that apparently like the Bamboozle's coming back and in 2023, which it's kind of like a far away. It's like, it's nice that they're announcing it, but it's still like, okay, it's 2 years away.
And Coachella just got pushed out again. Coachella says 2022 now. When is that usually? October, I want to say, or September?
Yeah, I think or maybe it's April, I thought. I remember.
Oh,
yeah.
I think they pushed it out to the fall, and then now, as of today, it is now pushed out to 2022. You know what it is too, because a lot of people are saying, like, I know there's a lot of debate about like, why are you scheduling things? We don't know if it's going to be safe. Like, this is irresponsible. You're encouraging people to travel and gather. But the problem is that a lot of these festivals and events, people already bought tickets last year.
Yeah.
Excuse me. People already bought tickets in like the end of 2019 or in 2020, and they just keep pushing it out because people paid, and they want people to know, like, we didn't forget about you. Like the festival that I'm playing in September, it's called Supernova Ska Festival in Virginia. It's an awesome festival, one of like the best festivals for ska that I think we've ever, played in America. But the people who run it are just the sweetest folks. And, I know that there are definitely some people who are like, why even bother? Like, why? This could be dangerous. But like, first of all, they're not going to put us in any danger. Like, they're not stupid people. They're very smart, lovely people. And they're also like, people paid for this already. They had people pre-order tickets in 2019 because they decided, to skip the festival that year. And they were like, we're going to have a pre-order or whatever. So like, they're bought already. People paid for them. They're just trying to give people what they paid for, and if they didn't schedule anything and just shrug their shoulders, people would have a fit because that's their money and they want their money or they want a show. So, I don't blame them. I know they're not the only people going through this. A lot of festivals are going through this.
Yeah. And it's like, you can't blame, the festivals, I don't know, like for me, like I think about festivals and music, and it's like, it's such a nice thing to look forward to, and I don't blame them. This is their business. They're putting on a service for people too, and it's like, I don't know, we need music.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I'm glad there's been a couple of like online showcases, like actually that same festival, Supernova, did an online one with all the bands that would have been at the live show. People submitted videos, so people made music videos, or they sometimes submitted like older live performances. And that was really cool to watch. Everybody got together and watched it on Facebook Live, and like everybody was chatting with each other, and, it wasn't the same, but it was nice to get to like, see the faces of people from other states that you would have seen, and then maybe, and have a little chat with them. So that was nice. There was a couple of them. We did another festival, we did a couple of festivals like that, I think. In 2020, we did one for the festival in England that we missed out on called Specialized UK and our Specialized Project. And they did one too. But you know what? That they get strenuous to produce too and put together. So those have kind of petered out as well. I think people are just getting ready to like want to see each other again.
Yeah. It feels like it's been forever, but it's only been a year, but a year is almost too much, and I think I'm hoping things, we'll be able to get back and see music soon. I know there's supposed to be a festival in Asbury Park, or like the See Here Now that was supposed to be last year, supposed to be this year, and don't know if that's gonna like, who knows, you know, I'll have to wait and see if everything just keeps getting pushed back. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's all, like, we've been getting, you know, requests for shows in the summer, and, you know, Travis is, I call him like the band dad. He corrals us, like he schedules our practices, like he schedules, like, you know, when we used to go to the studio, our recording dates, and like, you know, he's our manager. He's, you know, he's usually the driver in the van. Like he's the person who books our hotels and he does everything. So he has basically been saying to everybody, because people have been trying to get us on summer gigs, and he's like, I'm not confirming anything for the summer.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, there's no reason to. We don't know. We just don't know yet.
I think summer seemed a lot further away than it really is, because it's, I mean, now it's March, and, you know, I feel like things don't really seem much different. I mean, they're, you know, they are better than last year, but it's still kind of like, I mean, I can understand why he's had, you know, has hesitation.
Yeah. I mean, we all do, you know, we all have people that we have to see and worry about their health, and, you know, we don't want to get anybody sick, and I don't want to be responsible for anybody getting sick to come to see me. Yeah,
stay safe and stay home. Now, did you know that actually March is Women's History Month?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any women who you see as heroes? I mean, being a woman yourself and you're a musician, I feel like you are also a hero. Not heroes.
Oh,
but I don't know. I remember even back when I met you, you just seemed like such a cool person, and you had like such great style.
Well, I definitely, like, I've always loved Joan Jett. I think she's like pretty amazing, and she's really great at what she does. Like, she's not like, she was in the Runaways with Lita Ford, and like Lita Ford is like a killer guitar player. Like that woman can shred. She's really good. Joan Jett is just like a rhythm player, and like she's great at it, and there's no shame, and there's nothing wrong with not being like an instrumentalist that like is just plain solid and like on point all the time. And she's great. She's got a great stage presence. Her career is like, you know, she's been around forever. I just love her. Who else? I always loved Amy Winehouse, even though she was not without her problems, R.I.P. But I thought she was a really great, she was like one person who made me pay attention to pop music again. I had no interest in pop music, and continue to have no interest in pop music. Who else? Oh God, I don't know. That's a really good question. I know there are a lot. God, Billie Holiday's amazing too. And, you know, she just went through so much adversity. She's amazing though. I asked for her like 2-disc, like best of box set when I was in high school. I was obsessed with her work. She's just amazing. Who else? You know what? She was really known more as a performer as opposed to like a musician, but like Josephine Baker had a really interesting life and a really hard, like a struggle living in a time where like she was one of the highest paid Black women in the entertainment industry, but she couldn't even eat in a restaurant at her hometown because she just wasn't allowed because she was Black. And like adopted like 12 children, all of different races or something. Like that woman was a saint. And like Mick Jagger went to go see her, you know, perform like, and at the time, and he was, you know, huge then. So when like the best musicians of that time, the most popular, are going to see you perform, you know, it's a big deal. I always thought she was pretty amazing.
So how long have you been playing the saxophone?
I think I was around 10 or 11 when I started. I want to say I was young. 3rd or 4th grade. Is that how old you are in 3rd or 4th grade?
I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think
so 9, probably 10. Around that age. When I was like 9 or so. First, you know, you do recorder, right?
Yeah.
Class. I have one over here. I still tinker with it every now and again. You do recorder, and then after that, I wanted to play sax, but they didn't have any, and my parents couldn't afford to rent one. So there was a spare flute, so I played the flute for a couple years, and then I came into like an old alto sax that my uncle had when he was little. It was really old and really beat up, so we got it serviced. once I had it, I started playing that in concert band, and it's the same fingering, so it really didn't matter. Key's a little different, but and then I just kind of, at some point I moved up to tenor sax. I feel like my friend who sat next to me who played tenor was like, oh, I want to play Barry and we're going to need a tenor sax for jazz band. So I was like, well, great. So we had it all planned out. And we pitched it to the music teacher, and he was cool with it. So I ended up borrowing like a school instrument and playing tenor, and I never went from there. I've been playing tenor ever since. I have no interest in playing the Barry at all. But
so what made you pick the saxophone? Did you just like the instrument, or was it like, how did you come up with that? Because I know you get, like, when you're in elementary, you get so many choices.
Lisa Simpson.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Is 100, even though her sax sound was a Barry, even though that sound was a Barry. But yeah, Lisa Simpson. The Simpsons came out when I was in the 2nd grade, and Lisa and I were the same age. We were the exact same age. So when that show came out, I was like, oh, that I should have named her as one of my heroes, because honestly, she kind of was. Because she was a little bit of like a loudmouth bitch. She really didn't care. She always had to make her opinion known, and she always had something she felt passionately about. So Lisa Simpson was like my sax inspiration as a child.
Nice. Did you ever see the show Rags to Riches? It was like a 80s show, because I was wondering also, because this show, there was a little girl that played the saxophone on that show.
No, I never saw that.
If you like, I'll have to find the link, because there might be an episode on YouTube somewhere. I'll have to send it to you. But it's like these girls, they were in an orphanage, and then this rich guy adopts them, and the one little girl, and they sing. It's like a musical too, so they sing all these like old songs. It was weird because it was set in the 80s, but then it was like all the songs were from the 60s. And so like the little girl played like this little mini saxophone, and I was wondering, and I remember that from being little, and I was like, I wonder what Jen's inspiration was, if it was Lisa Simpson or if it was maybe that show. But that was
it was absolutely Lisa Simpson. I'm sure there were others too. I mean, it's just a cool instrument, like it's just and it's like, it's kind of unisex, like, because I wasn't a super girly child. I was a little bit of a brute, used to, because I was like bigger than I had my growth spurt early, so I was like, sometimes I was bigger than the boys, but like, I wasn't interested in being like super girly, so I just kind of, I don't know, it just appealed to me. I thought it just seemed so cool. But I still played the flute all through high school, and I played like piccolo and concert band and stuff. I used to play it at home, and it would make my dog howl. It was so high pitched.
Are you still playing the flute, or are you just kind of sticking to the sax these days?
I do still play it when the situation calls for it, but it's not all that often. With the kind of music I play, I use it a lot more in my other band, Rude Boy George. Like, we do a cover of a Cure song, and like a flute in that song is just perfect.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, where it works, I use it. And sometimes if I don't feel like pulling out my sax, I'll figure out a part on my flute, even though it's not in the same key, but it's close. So I'll use it. I do pull it out every now and again.
Have you picked up any other instruments, or just sticking to those? Do you like to do other things in your spare time?
I used to love doing that. When I was a kid, I learned how to play my uncle's trumpet, and I learned how to play like a friend's clarinet that they stopped playing and their mom let me borrow. I learned how to play like a handful of songs on bass, borrowed that from a friend. And then like I tinkered with guitar on and off for years as a teenager, but I never really got good at anything else. I'm really good at picking up woodwinds. Like, if you give me a woodwind, I will pick it up very quickly. But, string instruments and me, they just don't agree. If I really put in the work, I probably could learn how, but I just haven't. And we do have an electronic drum kit, and I can like get by on some very basic drums, but no, I didn't learn anything else.
No worries. No, that's fun.
You would think. I mean, I have, where is it? I used to have a ukulele hanging up over there. I bought it when I quit smoking, thinking I would need something to do with my hands. And like, I just gave up. So
it's hard.
Yeah. I'm not great with string instruments. I just don't, it's not as easy for me to pick up for some reason.
The string instruments are difficult. My cousin had a guitar, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll learn how to play guitar over quarantine, or learn how to play. And I played the violin when I was little, but I haven't really played a lot of instruments. But like, I borrowed her guitar, and I'm also left-handed, so like I'm wondering, like, I was trying to do it like the right-handed, like, just because I was like, I didn't know if I needed a special guitar, because hers was like right-handed. So I'm like, I'm just gonna try and do it. I'm gonna try and do it right-handed, but it's like really hard. Like, I have to sit down and like kind of dedicate a certain amount of time to like work on it.
Yeah, and you do need a left-handed guitar, because it affects like where your finger. Well, there are some guitar players that play upside down. There's a guy in a band that we've played with from Chicago, and he's left-handed, and he just turns the guitar the other way and plays the guitar, upside down, essentially, because the strings go in the opposite order.
Yeah.
It is possible, but like, I couldn't say if it's counterintuitive or not, because if you don't know how to play guitar in the first place, how would you know?
That's
I guess.
True.
I would think that it makes more sense to get a left-handed guitar.
Yeah, you're probably right. So something to look into. Have you guys I know you had a new song, or I don't know if it was super new, but I saw that you guys had put out that video for Limbo, right? And so it's like music that you've had planned, or have you had more inspiration? I know you've a lot of time with doing music and stuff.
So we actually practiced this song, and I think Travis wrote it, and we had fleshed it out and recorded it at practice literally like a year ago, before we had to stop seeing each other because of COVID. So we always have recordings we have like Rob has a pretty decent like digital recorder that you can just bring in and put in a room and get a decent recording, and then that gets transferred digitally to like we have like a Google Drive, and we share practice recordings and stuff. So thank God we've been doing that, because we were able to take that practice recording, and people were able to be like, okay, now I remember, what this is. We haven't played it in a year. Yeah. And since it was already written, we decided to just kind of go with it. And it was easy to do from home. And Travis lives actually down the street from me.
Oh,
he lives
nice.
around the corner. So he just, he's in our pod, our little COVID pod. So he comes over and does his recording here. And then he can listen to all the final mixes and stuff here. But, yeah, I mean, that was already written. There have been some new songs that, like I said, that have been recorded and posted to our like band Dropbox, but we haven't done anything with them just yet. It looks like most of the band is going to be vaccinated soonish. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to like practice in person again and figure all that out.
Oh, that's awesome. I know you had spoken a little bit about writing music. Do you like to write a lot? Have you done a lot of writing with the band, or do you do more writing on your own, side projects, or the other Rude Boy George band?
So usually in HCS, everybody writes their own part. So like someone will come up, either Travis or Rob, or somebody will come up with like, okay, here's a song, and they'll lay out the chords and the structure. And then I'll write my own horn part. Like I'm used to writing horn parts, and that's what I do. So right now I'm currently writing some originals, like from scratch, like all the parts, I guess. Just because like I felt like there wasn't anything that was all my own, like musically. I always kind of just contribute to like the whole, as opposed to like making something of my own. So that's what I've been trying to do during quarantine. It's really, really, really fucking hard. I'm not used to it. I'm really not. And like, because I identify so much with being a performer, like even over a musician, the entire time I'm writing, all I can think of, is this good? I don't know if this is good. Like, do I just think it's good because it's mine? So, and like we all deal with that imposter syndrome. So that's what I'm kind of dealing with right now. And like having my like performance identity stripped from me, I'm kind of forced to have to contend with, with just my own ability. So the writing has been, I won't say it's been fun, because it hasn't been, but it's new, and I'm learning, and I'm just learning to trust myself more, which I guess a lot of people deal with on a regular basis, no matter what their craft. So learning to trust myself more it's a process. But there was going to be something else I was going to say. We're talking about writing. Oh, so with Rude Boy George, we do all covers, but they're rearranged, they're reimagined, right? So that's one of my favorite things to do, honestly, musically, is to take a song that has nothing to do with my genre and like figure out how to make it a great song that sounds like ska or reggae. And it doesn't always work. Like there's not any song can just be like the guitar part can be switched to an upstroke and it's a ska song. Like it doesn't work all the time. And I'm not saying it's, it's so hard. Like it's not that hard, but it's one of my favorite things to do. And I think I'm pretty good at it. So I enjoy doing that. It's actually part of what I'm doing for my secret project too. I'm doing some of those also, but with some other people that I'm collaborating with. And that's really one of my favorite things to do. And where I think like I have really good instincts that I trust is rearranging something that already exists and making it something new. That's really fun. I like doing that a lot.
Can you give an example of like something that was so completely not in your genre that you've kind of mixed up and changed to be more, I guess, in the ska sound?
Oh God. Well, before all this happened, my other band was working on turning a Devo song into a ska song. It was coming out pretty cool. Like, oh God, what else? I'm trying to think of some of the songs that were our ideas, but I haven't played in a year with these people. The one I just did, but I can't share it.
Okay. Well, is it going to come out soon or is it going to be a while? You don't know. It's TBD.
I recorded a demo for the other musicians to learn from a distance because we can't get together and practice yet.
Well, you'll have to let us know and then we can post something about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's going to be some interesting arrangements, I think. Travis is really good at that too. He took a Typo Negative song and made it into like a reggae song. And I remember when I first heard that song, I was like, oh no, like this is stupid. And now I'm like, oh, I love this song. Like I don't even like Typo Negative, but I love our arrangement of it. I think it's so cool.
Can you send that to me? Because my husband listens to Typo Negative. I have to you'll have to send it when you get a chance. I would love to share it with him.
We don't have a recording of it officially. I don't think we've ever recorded it, but we do there's probably a live version of it somewhere.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. Can I just like Google on like YouTube or something?
You might be able to.
Okay. So being home, do you find like, are you still getting up and like getting dressed? Because I know you're a very fashionable person. You've got a really great sense of style. And I'm curious to know if like, you're home and you're kind of like, or what's your situation?
Well, thank you for the compliment. But these days I'm like a sweatpants hobbit, like most people. Like you could say I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now. Yeah, I sit all day and work at a computer at home.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as it's like, relatively clean and I wouldn't be totally embarrassed to be seen in it in person, I do get dressed for work. But what I mean by getting dressed is like a clean t-shirt and like nicer leggings. So if I had to run to the post office or something and somebody saw me, I wouldn't be horribly embarrassed. I'm still buying a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
I'm like in anticipation of being able to wear them someplace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not been getting dressed. I think like once every like 2 weeks, I'm required to like put on something nice and do my face up for like an interview or like a video.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like a bi-weekly basis. So I would say that's probably about how much I get dressed up. I had to do an online interview or a Facebook Live interview 2 weeks ago, and I put on, a nice shirt, did my face and my hair. I like to like have some distinction and some like boundaries between like working and not working. So I do like change out of pajamas. I'm still comfortable, but I do like get dressed every day. Like, and, I have a room where I work and I can close the door when I leave, which is nice.
That is good.
And I get that separation. So, but I do like to have like some boundary, but like, yeah, no, I'm not putting on no dress in like a computer at work.
No way.
No way. I do go in my closet every now and again, and I just like talk to my cute show dresses, and I'm like, you guys okay? I miss you.
Is there anything else you want to share, or like let us know where we can find you in the band and learn more about what you guys do?
So Hub City Stompers is on Facebook and Instagram. I think they're both like just at Hub City Stompers. We do have a website. I don't know how. I think we do have hubcitystompers.com.
Okay.
Rude Boy George is also on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's Rude Boy George Band. I've done some work with another group called Heavensby, and they're also on Facebook and Instagram, although I don't know, like, we've done much lately, but last year I did quite a bit with them. And then, or year before last. It's all running together. Time is just...
I know, it's like it seems like a week has passed when it's been a year. And like, crazy.
And Hub City Stompers has a new song out called Limbo. It's available on Bandcamp. I think we have our music video posted on Facebook. I don't know if it's made it over to YouTube yet. Actually, give me a second.
I think it did, because I think I saw it on there. Yeah. Nice.
It's on YouTube. So that's available. There's a festival that happens every year in England called Specialized Project. And it's like a 3-day festival that happens in south of England with it's in a essentially they call it a holiday park, but it's like a trailer park for vacationing.
Oh, cool.
And it's near the ocean, but they have it in November, so obviously nobody's vacationing in southern England near the ocean in November. It's freezing. So you rent out these little trailers, and then in the little like clubhouse where they would normally have all the family entertainment during the summer, that's where the show takes place. And it's pretty awesome. It's like 3 days of like, they have vendors selling clothes and CDs and like, you know, pins and posters, all kinds of cool shit. Like bands play, you know, and it's just really fun because you stumble out of your trailer, like go to the show, and then like go get some fish and chips and like the chippy next door. And then like stumble drunk back to your little trailer. And it's really nice. It's so fun. And I'm really sad we didn't get to do it last year. And I'm not sure if we'll be going this year either. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But they do a compilation CD every year with all the bands that they usually invite to be there. And what they do is they pick a theme. And it's a theme of covers. So one year it was like songs from like the year 1969, or, you know, songs from this era or whatever. So this year's was actually a tribute to glam rock, early 70s glam rock, which is like my number one favorite genre of music. I love glam rock. And it's for charity. It's in aid of the Teenage Cancer Trust. And granted, you have to ship it from England, but this is the CD. It's called Blockbuster. It's got 4 discs, and I am on like 4 or 5 songs on this thing.
Nice.
Because a lot of the bands, you know, they didn't have access to recording. You know, not everybody has the ability to do that at home, or the equipment, you know, it's not cheap. Luckily, you know, my husband's a nerd and he had all that stuff in. So we were all set. But we're on, let's see, I think, yeah, we're literally on like 4 or 5 songs on this. Basically, we had Hub City Stompers did a cover of the Susie Quattro song, The Wild One. Rude Boy George did a cover of Moon Age Daydream by David Bowie. That was really fun to arrange. I loved arranging that because I love David Bowie, like with all my heart. So that was so much fun. And there's so much going on in that song too. You could really have fun with it. What else is on here? We did Heavensby, the other group I play with from time to time. It's like a set group of like a handful of guys and then people that come in and out. But we did a cover of Children of the Revolution by T-Rex. Me and Rob did all the instrumentation for a song called Ride a White Swan, also by T-Rex. So that's pretty cool. That's on there. It's listed as Gorgeous Whiskey. It's us.
Okay.
And then we we did another song with me, Travis, and Rob from Hub City, and then a friend of Lauren's boyfriend, Jonathan. Johnny did slide guitar on one of our songs. We did a Johnny Thunder song, You Can't Put Your Arm Around a Memory. So it was really, really cool to get, I don't know, it's just awesome that like we can send our song over to somebody in Seattle and be like, hey, can you do this? And then he sends it back, and then we send it to England, and now it's a CD. So,
yeah, I know.
But yeah, you get like a billion songs on this thing. So
and that's you can get it on like their website, or I guess just maybe Google the album. I can check. I can look it up too and leave a link in the show notes.
I'm gonna do that. I will take a picture of the back of the CD for you too. It has like a bunch of websites on it.
Okay, great. Yeah. Well, this was awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anything else anything coming up?
Coming up is who knows.
Yeah.
That's the world today.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like I did another interview where somebody said something like, oh, what do you plan to do to like mobilize people to like come out to shows after, this is all over with and we're back to normal? And like, all I kind of had to say about it was like, it's all well and good to say like, oh, you got to come out and support, you got to come out, blah, blah, blah. Like, some people are not going to be able to. Some people, have lost their jobs and have been financially crippled by what's happened. Like some people have been like emotionally crippled and mentally traumatized by what's happened. Like people have lost loved ones. Like we've had a tremendous amount of deaths. Like I know it's really kind of depressing to end on, but I'm just saying like like I want to save our scenes and like keep our scenes alive, but at the same time like be I guess like good to your friends and loving and caring to them, and know that not everybody's going to be ready like when you're ready to rejoin like shows and clubs and bars, and some people are going to need a little more time. So just like be tender and like caring to the people you care about most, because not everyone's going to be there yet, and we just have to be patient, man. Like we just have to take care of each other and take care of ourselves as much as possible, because a lot of us, maybe we're not going to the dentist. I know I haven't. I know we're not going to get our checkups, or maybe you're not taking as good a care of yourself, or, like we just have to, everyone just do your best, do your best. People care. I care, there's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah, it's a crazy time, and I think that's a great sentiment. I think it is. It's like it's the only thing that we can really do.
And obviously, like, also like, don't be racist against Asians, especially, but don't be racist. That's good advice. I don't think I need to tell your listeners that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And just like if you are so inclined, if you care to, if you're able to, like, find a way to show an entertainer that you value what they do. I know we can't all afford to tip them or give them money, but like, even just like a nice, DM to be like, I appreciate what you do. What you do brings me joy, because we love to hear that. Like it costs nothing, And I think a lot of people who, like I said, have felt, like their jobs are expendable and they don't matter, I think that they would appreciate hearing that at any time.
No, I think you're right. That's such a great sentiment. Thank you so much. I mean, like, I have chills now. Everything you said has just touched me. I'm like, I don't know. This was a really great conversation, especially because I feel like I haven't seen you in a really long time. And I look forward to seeing more and hopefully maybe seeing you guys live soon.
Yeah, me too. I hope so. That would be nice to be able to play again.
Thank you again. And I will look forward to seeing more from you and Hub City Stompers in the future, and I'll definitely include all the links. But thanks again. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast. For more information on Jenny Whiskey, Hub City Stompers, and Rude Boy George, you can check out their official website as well as follow them on social. You can find Jenny Whiskey on Instagram at Jenny Whiskey, JENNYWHISKEY. For Rude Boy George, you can find them at rudeboygeorge.com, RUDBOYGEORGE.com. On Facebook and Instagram, you can find them under Rude Boy George Band. On Twitter, they are at the handle Rude Boy George. For more on the Hub City Stompers, you can check them out at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook, their handle is HubCityStompersNJ. On Twitter, their handle is Hub City Stompers, and on Instagram, you can find them at Hub_City_Stompers. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode. Thanks so much for listening to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. To find new music and learn more about what we do, you can check out our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com.